So welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, and today we're going to be talking about 4 questions for the BBC interview. So the Runpreneur vlog is part of the bigger picture, which is the Runpreneur Challenge. And the Runpreneur Challenge is our mission to save the lives of children by raising £1 million for 6 amazing children's charities, which between them support and cover the whole spectrum of issues affecting children on a global scale. We're going to try and raise this money by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon, which is run vlogging on consecutive days the distance of 1 lap around the world. So it's a 12-year challenge of consecutive daily running. I'm averaging 9.2 kilometers every day. I have to vlog whilst doing it, and I even do it barefoot style. It's 40,075 kilometers in total distance. That's just shy of 25,000 miles, and it's going to be 4,292 consecutive days of running. So if you want to find out how to support the challenge, please go to the links in my bios or go to the website challenge.runpreneur.co. It is just .co. There's no .co.uk or .com. It's just .co. And Runpreneur is spelled RUNPRENEUR. That's challenge.runpreneur.co. Thank you for your support, and let's get started. So question number 1, how does it feel to have reached the milestone of 500 consecutive days of running? Well, this is an interesting question because it is a huge achievement. I feel immensely proud to have achieved it, but I can't let myself get too caught up in the celebratory side of things, because in the grand scheme of things, the bigger picture is about raising that £1 million. I'm about £30,000 in total that I've raised so far for children's charities, so I've got a long way to go. And to accomplish the ultimate ultra marathon, I still have another 3,792 days to go. So I'm about 12% of the way there. So it's a long way to go. But you can't underestimate how amazing it is to be 500 days in. And you get a lot of running streaks that people will commit to doing a mile a day. And that is absolutely amazing. And I'm not undermining that at all. But with my running streak and my deadline of finishing by my 50th birthday, which is about 10.5 years away, I've had to average 9.2 kilometers every day. It's nearly a 10k every day for 12 years. I mean, that puts it in perspective. And not only that, I have to do a vlog episode every single day, and I have to do it in barefoot style footwear. So it's hugely challenging, and every day that goes past, I feel a little bit prouder. But if truth be told, it's just a small milestone, which is a stepping stone on the way to making hopefully a life-changing difference, which is what the challenge is about. Until I can genuinely say we've saved the lives of children and we've raised at least £1 million, then I won't be content, and my eyes won't be swayed, and my mind won't be swayed. I'm fixated on that achievement, saving the lives of children and raising £1 million for children's charities, and getting to a minimum of 4,292 consecutive days of running, averaging 9.2 kilometers a day, barefoot style, and vlogging. That is my mission. Okay, anything above and beyond that is just a bonus, but that is my minimum criteria of success. So it is amazing. I am proud of myself, but there's a long way to go. So question number 2 was how's it been in incorporating running London Marathon 2 weeks ago, running ultra marathons. I ran a 24-hour ultra marathon 4 weeks ago, and I'm about to run the Cambridge Half on Sunday. So how does it feel incorporating these big, larger events as part of my running every day challenge? That's a difficult one to answer, really. First and foremost, it's not advisable to run every single day in the build up to an ultra marathon and then running every day after an ultra marathon, because you're greatly increasing the likelihood of injury. Now, the slight difference for me is that when you've been running every day for 500 days straight, your legs have a natural tolerance or an endurance to tackle these challenges, and my powers of recovery are so much better than ever before. So to summarise, when I first ran my first London Marathon 4 years ago, okay, I've run London Marathon 4 years running. Year one, I did it. I could not walk down the stairs for about a week. I had to come down the stairs backwards. Now this time round, I did London Marathon. I did it in a good time, 3 hours 45 minutes. It wasn't a personal best, and I didn't have to push myself as hard to get that time. It was a comfortable time to run. I vlogged the whole marathon, but most importantly, I was walking fine at the end of it. I've been walking fine ever since, and I was able to run the next day. Oh, okay, it wasn't the most comfortable of runs, but I managed to do it. So I've managed to incorporate it. I mean, the challenging thing is that I always have an element of fatigue on my legs, because when you run every day, and I'm doing an average of 9.2 kilometres every day, you've got that feeling in your legs. You know, when you've done some exercise and you just feel that kind of muscle burn. I have that constantly, and I sometimes forget it because I'm so used to it now, but I do stiffen up a little bit from time to time, so I'm aware that it's always there. So when you turn up for an endurance event, I did 70 kilometres in 24 hours with about an hour's sleep. When you turn up for events like that and your legs are tired, it's not a good starting point. The same with London Marathon. I get to the start line, you know, I'm stretching on the start line to loosen my legs from the day before. I'm not really stretching to warm up for the actual event. So, but it's amazing, and I'll continue to make the Runpreneur Challenge a journey. I want to do as many of the most iconic races, the biggest events out there, and I want to incorporate them as part of the journey, because that's what excites me, and that's what's going to give me the exposure which is going to increase my likelihood of achieving my mission of raising £1 million for children's charities and saving the lives of children. So question number 3, how does it feel to be running the Cambridge Half again? Well, first and foremost, this is my local race. It's my favourite half marathon. I've run it every year for the last 4 years, maybe 5 years I think I've run it now, and I love it. Cambridge is beautiful. I feel very fortunate to be living a stone's throw away from Cambridge City, and it's my local marathon, so my local half marathon, sorry. So a lot of the supporters, there's so many faces you recognise in the supporters, for example, and it's my favourite half marathon. I love it. I think it's one of the biggest half marathons out there. I think I read somewhere in there's about 15,000 running it this year, which is huge for a half marathon, and there's probably not many bigger than it, and it sells out within seconds of release. So I feel very fortunate to be running it year on year, and it's amazing to have it back. Now I know technically we haven't really had a year missed with Cambridge Half, because last year it was held in March before we hit lockdown, I think for the second time. I lose track of all the lockdowns we had, but this year it's going to be run in October. So we've had 18 months break, but we're still getting a Cambridge Half Marathon year on year, which is the most important thing, because again, there's so much fundraising that happens during the event. It's a huge event, there's loads of coverage, you get a great medal, it's incredibly well organised. It's one of the best organised marathons I know. There's just the way they've catered with enough portaloos, you know, there's urinals for men, in the start line, which is not, it's pretty rare among most races. So you don't feel stressed and as pressured to try and fit everything in before a race at Cambridge Half. And it is my favourite because, you know, you go to London and you turn up at the start line, you might not see anybody you recognise because it's such a big, vast event. I turn up at Cambridge Half and there's so many faces I know, and there's so many faces that I've run with or run against, or we all follow each other's journeys, because the running community is quite a low, close-knit community, and it is one of my favourite races, period. So I'm absolutely delighted to be running it back. If you ever get the chance to run Cambridge, make sure you run it. It's really difficult to get into. They do a ballot now to get into it, and if you don't have a CB postcode, which is the Cambridge postcode. It's very difficult to get in. Fortunately, I do. So hopefully I'll be able to run it every year. But it is a beautiful race. You run through the university grounds. Obviously, Cambridge University is world renowned, world famous. So it's amazing to run through some of the beautiful architecture and grounds of the colleges. And it's just a lovely route, and it's very well supported. And you get a mixture of being out in the countryside and in the busy, bustling streets of a beautiful city like Cambridge. So if you've not done it, try and get in because it's amazing. And question number 4. So how do I feel about the Runpreneur journey so far and the lives that I've impacted, the people I've come across, my experience so far? Well, first and foremost, as I've said at the beginning, we're very, very early in the journey, but I'm delighted where we are. I think we have inspired lots of people. I mean, I've started some community groups where we've tried to get people to do a mile a day, running or walking, and the goal of that is to positively impact people's lives through daily exercise and movement. It doesn't have to be a run, it can be a walk, because the last few years, couple of years, have been really tough for so many people. COVID has been brutal, and so many people's mental health and physical health has been affected in an adverse way. So I've tried to inspire people to get out there and do it, because the Runpreneur Challenge may not even exist if it wasn't for COVID and lockdown here happening and racing events, being cancelled. So hopefully I can inspire people to get involved, to get moving, to join a community group, for people to help one another, hold people accountable to positively impact their lives through daily exercise and movement. I've met some amazing people along the way. I've got some amazing sponsors. Vibram UK are looking to support me with footwear and help me with the fundraising. I've got some cool kind of famous people that are we're working on to kind of get running interviews with. We've got BBC Children in Need looking to provide some extra coverage, and of course the wonderful BBC, the local radio, have had me on a few times, and they've had me on the website and continue to follow the journey, which is amazing. And I get lots of messages from people who have started running because of me, which is huge. I mean, it's so touching to see that you can positively impact people or positively inspire people to get active, and that's what this challenge is about. The bigger picture is saving the lives of children, which is my ultimate goal. But you know what? If we can touch people's lives along the way in a positive way, then it's been 1,000,000% worth it. I'm not going to lie, it has been difficult running multiple businesses and this challenge. The actual running part has been the easy bit randomly. The running every day I haven't found as challenging as I thought I would. It's such a reinforced habit in my life now. There's been days, of course, where you really don't want to do it, but overall I haven't really had too many issues with getting my runs in every single day. But the keeping up to date with the social media and trying to respond to people's comments of support and these sort of things, doing lives, doing all the kind of PR related stuff that comes with it, has been challenging. And we've got some strategies on how we're going to really ramp up our donation drive certainly throughout 2022 and beyond. And we've also got some really cool races in the bucket list that I'm going to be participating in as part of the journey, getting as many people as I possibly can involved as well to share this experience, because it's not a journey about me. It's way bigger than that. It's a journey about saving lives, and it's a journey about bringing people together to create a positive movement, and that's what excites me. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, it's been an epic journey so far, and I personally think 500 days is the first step in the much bigger picture. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for the support, BBC, and I'll continue helping and supporting however I can. Please remember that this vlog is part of the bigger picture, which is the Runpreneur Challenge, which is our mission to save the lives of children by raising £1 million for 6 amazing children's charities, which between them support and cover the whole spectrum of issues affecting children on a global scale. We're going to try and raise this money by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of one lap around the world. It is a 12-year challenge of consecutive daily running. I'm averaging 9.2 kilometers every day whilst vlogging, and I run it barefoot style. If you want to support the challenge, please go to the links in my bios or to the website challenge.runpreneur.co. Thank you for your support. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.